This is Dr. Simon Rondeau Gagné. His research program is sponsored by NSERC, the Natural Sciences and Engineering Research Council, to test the application of stretchable, wearable, self-healing polymers.
Something that I started to work when I was a PhD student, working with conjugated polymers, which are polymers that could be used as inks for printing electronic devices. The thing is, most of the people use these polymers in devices like transistors, like solar cells, like OLEDs, which are part of your phones. But people say that you can print them, so they are flexible, but no one really focus on investigating their stretchability. And when you look at the classic polymer used right now for OLEDs, for example, they're not stretchable at all. So basically, my research program is to work on what has been developed in terms of polymers, highly efficient polymer, but try to use chemistry to make them more stretchable. And in the long run, you can think about designing devices with stretchable polymers that could be wear on the bodies or can have different functionality.
Don't expect anything from a sci-fi movie coming out of Rondeau Gagné's lab just yet, but it could be the next step in wearable devices like smartwatches.
That's the substrate that we're working on. So basically we use this as a stretchable matrix and we coat our polymer on it, and basically by stretching this guy here we can get the properties of the polymer that is coating it. So that's really just a stretchable substrate. It's silicon based, totally inert, it's not reactive to anything, it's entirely biocompatible. So you can put it in a human body or on a human body and no one will really feel it. So that's a really nice polymer.
This research program has been funded $100,000 for the next 5 years and must accommodate the resources required for 2 of his graduate students. The NSERC funding to the University of Windsor increased by 50% in 2017 from the previous year, but that might not be enough for quality research.
I mean, I'm pretty glad that I got some funding, first of all, because in other countries that might be more difficult to receive this kind of funding. However, especially for an early researcher like me, the amount is very, very low. Basically, when you consider that we're doing organic chemistry, so in terms of costs, it's one of the most expensive part of chemistry. We need to cover for consumables, for solvents, for instrument fees. And basically, with that amount, I'm barely able to cover for 2 students. So I'm glad to receive the funding, but in terms of general cost of research in Canada, I would say that's way below what is required for a group.
Dr. Rondeau Gagné's work is still in the early stages and has recently teamed up with another researcher on campus, Professor Tricia Carmichael, who is internationally recognized for her work in stretchable electronics, to develop this technology. This is Luke Peters, and I'm signing off with the 30.ca.